YouTube, Connor on Chain here. We're back with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about a very important aspect of crypto in this coming bull run when it comes to DeFi, when it comes to cross-chain swaps, when it comes to Dexes, any interoperability projects that are going to just take over. And there's a couple specifically that I want to talk about today, exactly with what I was talking about with interoperability and cross-chain swaps. Because I think in this coming bull run, this is going to be the new norm. This is going to be the new main DEX and main type of DeFi platform that anyone and everyone is going to start using, strictly for the ease of use and because of how simple and cost effective it's going to be. So this is like, we're going to be talking about Rocket X Exchange today. So if you guys aren't familiar with Rocket X Exchange, the ticker's RVF. Wow, it is actually on a run today too. I was looking at this a few hours ago. It was at 37 mil. Now it's already at 40. So RVF, what they're doing is, like I just said, I kind of worded myself twice, but they are a cross-chain aggregator. They implement, I think, might be 30 to 40 plus different chains in their ecosystem here. And so it's basically a DEX. Like, you can swap on top of different literal chains rather than swapping between L2s on ETH, whether it's Polygon, Base, even right here. But you can swap tokens from literal Bitcoin network onto ETH, from any sort of ETH L2 onto Cosmos, from you know what I mean? I don't even know what Cube is. It's crazy. Like, there's so many different networks that they work with. But this project right here specifically, Rocket Exchange, they got very good fees. They work with so many different, even Dexes here. Like, this is just to get the best rates on whatever swap it is. But you know what? On social media, RVF it has been going wild, all right? I don't really preach buying coins that are this high. And when I say high, I mean, like what I'd say in between 20 to 30, 40, 50 million dollars on market cap. For me personally, that's getting up there as far as price wise. But I think when it comes to this bull run and how these projects are going to perform, I think even buying something around this area is still apt to do absolute multiples, just because of how common and used a DeFi application like this is. Dexes are some of the most used literal platforms in crypto. That's literally the basis of what crypto is. You can see the volume here just on this platform, 110 million. Actually, let's see what this just pulled up. I don't even know what I just did. But they got literally hundreds of millions of dollars of volume here, coming into this exchange. And it's if you went back to the last bull run when Dexes really first came out, you saw Uniswap doing absolute numbers like this for volume. But the difference is Dexes just came out, and that was the DeFi narrative, was using a decentralized exchange that you could just swap by connecting your wallet, versus using a centralized exchange to store all your money and to potentially have any sort of issues with that going forward. But I think this bull run, this interoperability, cross-chain aggregation, is going to be the DEX of the last bull run. So I like to talk about Uniswap. I've talked about Uniswap on this channel before too. Now let me pull this up too. Let me just go to Uniswap here. See if they have it. They should have it on Dex Screener. Okay, maybe not. Do they not have just Uni? Yeah, they do. So I like to bring up Uniswap, like I was saying, just because this was the most prominent. What is going on here? All right. So I'm not even going to pull up the chart. I'll pull it up right here. But in the last bull run, when it came from when Uniswap launched all the way down to when it actually fizzled out, when it was at a bottom, it was sitting around a couple $100 million in market cap, all right? And that was like this area here. Prices, yeah, in between $2 to $5. You know, I remember like I got airdropped this. I sold it like $5, $6. I made a few thousand. I was like, oh my god, this is like the best day of my life. You know, then I started selling because I wanted to buy more, like lower, but then I kept selling because it kept dropping. You know, I didn't understand like what was actually going to happen in the market here. And I missed the whole boat of this run here, but when it comes down to this, like look at the volume, 200 million, 100 million, anywhere in between that. This is kind of what RVF is gearing up to do. In the social sentiment as well, it is, as everyone is talking about this project, it is so, I want to say undervalued, but it's not undervalued anymore. People are really seeing the use case and the narrative behind this. You know, but it went from a few $100 million in market cap. Actually, let's see here. Yeah, so when it launched, look at it was almost at $1 billion. Actually, I didn't even know that. So it went from that all the way up to what, like 18, 19 billion. So bro, if you got in at the bottom here, which is when I was in and then I got out before I actually got the run up. Like this general area, bro, you still did a 20 to 30x by just getting in right around here, 600 million, 800 million. No, getting it up to like say 15 million from say 600k. I think that's what, a 20, maybe an 18x or something. You know, I can't do math like that quick. But you get the idea. And so what I'm trying to get at though is RVF. This Rocket Exchange is still at such a small market cap, even in comparison to what Uniswap did. That's the reason why I'm comparing Rocket Exchange to Uniswap, because I actually think Rocket Exchange has a huge chance to literally overtake Uniswap as far as in volume and fees, you know, staking and locking up and anything, total value locked. I think this has a massive chance to overtake Ethereum and pull numbers like Ethereum did. But the difference is this is sitting at $40 million. You know, it already has a great market cap to FTV ratio. So most of the tokens are already out. So there's not going to be crazy manipulation and movements, you know, like if there was only 0.05% of supply out or some shit like that. You know, and that's the difference, is like Uniswap went from 600 million in market cap up to 15 billion. But this project, even here, like I actually wish I got in a lot lower. But even from here, just to get back to a 600 million where Uniswap sat at its lowest, that's already over 10x. It's already, I think it's a 10 to 4, 8, 12, 16. I think it's a 14.5 to 15x from here just to get to Uniswap's lowest point. And that doesn't account for when the bull run hits, how absolutely massive like the pump can be for this project. You know, I really have high hopes with this. Like this is one that's been on my radar for probably a month now. But a lot of times when I'm investing in certain coins, I like to do the research myself. You know, someone on Twitter actually showed me this project. Not even showed me, but it was on the timeline one time and I saw it. But you know, there's so many of these different aggregator platforms now that, you know, at the time I was like, oh, it's probably just another one, like whatever. But you know, there's a lot of really good factors about this. Let's go to X. Yeah, I don't want to make this video too long either, so but let's just go to RVF. If you guys want a little tip here, if you guys are really interested in seeing the social sentiment of a coin, of a project, just go on Twitter. If you don't have a Twitter account, you absolutely need one, because this is where I get a huge amount of my alpha. Because it depends on who you're following. Because I follow a lot of great accounts that have a lot of expertise in this field, in microcaps, in finding gems. You know, and this, like, there's a lot of great people that are talking about this. You know, like every single day, if you just scroll, most of the solid projects, if you type in the ticker on Twitter, you'll have so many people talking about it. And this has been talked about now for months. You know, look at that. They're actually, this person right here, Bitcoin Gem 2. This is literally like the same idea that I'm talking about. RBF at current market cap of Uniswap and PancakeSwap. That's crazy. I literally did not plan that either. That is wild. Let me pull this up. No, both Uniswap and Pancake 2 are at bear market valuations. I'm like, what is going on here? Yeah, so just look at that. At Uniswap levels now, which is, I think, a multiple billion, maybe 3 point something billion to 4 billion. That's a 400x from where price is at right now. You know, like, this is like the potential, and this is the bear market level of Uniswap right now too. I'm gonna pull it up again because it's like, I'm not talking about 15, 18 billion where it hit at its peak. Like, we're talking about now when it's dead. For it to get right around 3 billion, it's saying here it looks like it's gonna be a 400x. So shout out Bitcoin Gem too. That is crazy that he's actually talking about that. It's hilarious. But I really, really think this is going to be one of the greatest projects for this bull run. Mainly because of everyone that's talking about it. The social sentiment's good. Everything about this team, the project, they're delivering. Constantly delivering every day. You know, the social sentiment is 100% there. So RVF is an absolute gem in my opinion. Even though it is at a higher market cap than I would like to be buying at, I still think like this is probably one of the greatest gems that you could get in and just long-term hold. Like, I'm so bullish on just these aggregator platforms itself. You know, I made a video about these, I don't even know, maybe weeks ago, talking about a bunch. But this one I think I talked about weeks ago, and it was a lot less in valuation. But like I said, I didn't think that this one was gonna be the one to take off. You know, a lot of times you just don't know. So what was I gonna say? Oh, but I'm actually gonna pull up one more that I've been looking at though, which this one's really interesting. This one's not financial advice. Like, this one just launched, but it's the same idea. It's called ZapX. So if you guys aren't familiar with ZapX, market cap is literally, it's less than $1 million in market cap. You know, it's just launched recently. Let's pull up the zipper. Yeah, this. Yeah, the zipper, bro. Let's pull up the ticker. Dude, come on. But anyway, ZapX. Yeah, people are still really bullish on this too. Let's go to latest. Yeah, there's a bunch of gems being talked about too. And this is actually the chart I was just gonna pull up as well. So this is a huge chart too, like market cap. So ZapX right now, well, this is at 50K. It's obviously almost at $1 million now. But yeah, they got 50 plus blockchain networks. Same with RocketX. You know, but some standout points with ZapX here is they have a literal cross-chain Telegram bot. So in Telegram, you can literally swap your assets across different chains, and it's working and it's solid. You know, and this to me adds another confluence as to why this could actually take off like long term as well with RocketX by its side like that. Because Telegram itself has its own narrative going, you know, with all these Telegram bots, these buy bots, like whatever. You know, there's so many different use cases just on Telegram alone, you know. Limit order cross-chain swap with new tokens. Because in ZapX too, they focus a lot on microcaps. They focus on brand new tokens like that. That's like their main aim with the project as well. You know, and like, I think too, I'm just going to pull up the website as well. Yeah, zapexchange.org is the website. Like, dude, this is, I think to me, this is so clean. You know, I love when a project has very low market cap, super clean website, you know, and it's talked about very strongly. Those are 3 factors that I look for before I even start researching. And that was what I found with this. Like, I think this shit just, I want everyone to check this out. Like, I love this project already. But, you know, for right now, that kind of wraps up this video. And I guess, obviously, too, this is why it's not financial advice. Do not be buying this unless you've done your research. You know, there's still a lot more that I want out of this project. Like, I want to know what their full white paper is. I want to read through their whole white paper because they don't have it listed yet like that. know, they got a roadmap though, and honestly, I'd like to see a few more different hype factors with the roadmap. Even though, you know, again, this is brand new. This project, I don't even know if it's 2 weeks old yet. And so the chart, like the chart with this one, it looks fairly good. But what I'd like to see out of this though is I kind of want to see it drop and fizzle out, and I want to see volume kind of die, and I want to see how much they can continue delivering. Because if they stay active, they stay pushing, this is what their chart is going to do. It's either going to do A, slow down, trickle, go up again, or it's going to come up, it's going to slowly come down, and then eventually it's just going to continue and eventually moonshot, whether that's into November or into another month, 2 months from now. So anyways, yeah, like this project, I think it's so clean. I love this. Like, again, do your research if you want to get into it, but these are probably the top 2 cross-chain aggregators that I can see doing absolute numbers this bull run. And for me, I'm not invested in RVF, but I plan on putting a huge moonbag in there. Just because, you know, I know I focus on microcaps like 95% of the time. But it's very important to have a good portion of your entire portfolio into more, I guess, more safe projects. As in, you know, projects that have, whether a lot more backing, a lot more, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, you don't want to just be buying 100% micro caps as your portfolio. You know, some of my projects that I'm in are sitting at 20, 30, 40, $50 million in market cap. You know, but I also have a ton of micro caps on my list. You know, because it's like you kind of just got to gear up for the whole bull run. Because some of the mid caps that you look at are going to give you some of the safest returns that you're going to get, on top of having like the most amount of actual gains with it and multiples with it, versus, you know, investing in only like the top 200 projects. Like, you're going to be lucky to get 10 to 20 X's out of, you know, every single coin there, if that. But if you're looking at coins under 100 million, you know, just to get into the top 100, top 200, that's already going to be a 10 to 20x. And if the value's there and it's undervalued, like that's where all these multiples will come in. But like I said, that's it for this video. These cross-chain aggregators, I absolutely think are going to take off this bull run. Do research on these. And if you guys want a lot more information, you can join the Discord below. And also check out the Patreon. You know, we got a couple paid subs now. Shout out to everyone who's in it now. I really appreciate all you guys watching and being here. We got a ton of utility coming. A lot of future utility too with Gem Hunter Alpha. I can't wait for the future. And I want to see you guys in there. So I'll see you in the next video.